Hello, beer troopers, and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of hoppers. Today, cracking into some of the American hoppy beer that I recently got from Beerdome. They had a massive release, maybe more than a couple of weeks back, and I had to get some because there was some really interesting sounding beers in the mix. And I feel like I haven't shot a review in ages. Like, there's definitely been content, but I've had a massive backlog I shot when I was vacation. So I think since coming back home from vacation, I've shot one vlog. And that was during my 4th of July party. I'm not sure if you've seen that video yet. And for that day as well, I did 2 blind tastings. And then on the fishing trip I went last weekend, I shot 1 video. And that's like not a lot of reviews. And I had so much awesome beer. It's like, shit, I really feel like it. But we've had some crazy weeks at the brewery and stuff. And also just with the kids now being in daycare. So there's a lot of changes happening. So like I've been really tired when I got home, not even in the mood for a beer. Rare that happens, but I am in the mood for beer today. A few beers, because it's Friday, and we're drinking some West Coast IPA. By the looks of it, modern West Coast IPA. So this is from Electric Brewing Company, made in collaboration with Solaris Beer and Blending, and this is to celebrate the 10th anniversary of Electric. I actually got a whole series of beers that are made to celebrate Electric's anniversary, which will be fun to try. And this is their Impossible Creature. 6.2% West Coast IPA featuring the hop combo that is Southern Cross, Citra Cryo, Raquel, and Southern Cross Hop Keef. It's so funny with the Keef now also being readily used in the States. I've been using it for a while now. I feel like it's not until recently I've really seen a lot of American brewers really push the Keef from freestyle. I've seen a little, but like right now it seems to pop up everywhere all the time. And I understand why. It's pretty amazing stuff. So I've used Raquel I'll be using for the first time very soon. Southern Cross I did, which was very lemon lime soda-like as far as I remember, and cannabis. But they both got the hops and the pellets in here. So this will be fun. Southern Hemisphere and American hops. And the fucking average on this beer on Untappd, because I couldn't find this on their Instagram. I usually don't look on Untappd. But it's 3.81. That's fucking laughable. Like, I can smell this beer already and it's going to be nice. So let's check it out. Pours a nice, clear, golden yellow color. This looks like how I want those modern bright Westies to look. It's almost green-hued, fizzy carbonation. Flimsy head. I get that all the time with these beers. And I wonder if that's the biofinings or whatever's in here, or just because a lot of them are pure Pilsner malt. I'm not sure. Could be part of it. But it looks great. I also don't know the canning date on this. But let's check out the aroma. I'm dying for a beer. Very lemon limey. Sprite or Mountain Dew-esque almost. Ooh, there is some sweaty dankness underneath too. Crackery, really crisp crackery malt backbone. Yeah, it smells very much like your modern West Coasters. Bright, zesty, limey, like really fruity hop character. Not like, there's so many people I saw friends who drank this, and you can tell they see that when they see West Coast, they want darker beers these days still. It's funny, in Europe, everything is a little bit behind. So like haze didn't get here until a little bit later, and maybe that's why people are not hazed out completely. We've been trying to push this modern West Coast for a long time now, and in Denmark it's caught on. I mean, we sell as much West Coast as we do hazies, but I hear other countries in Europe, people are like, if we brew a West Coast, we can't sell it, and people will, it's too hard to do that. But that's not the case in my experience. I think as a brewer, if you want to push something, it's also your job to try and educate the consumer and like try to push it by also making the styles and whatnot often. And you of course also want to make a business, but if you educate your consumers and you make the beers well enough, I think they'll catch on. Most people just like good beer, It smells good. Let's try it. Cheers. Thanks to Beerdome for the beer. Oh, that is total modern West Coast. Very juicy hop profile on it. Very low bitterness. It's got like gummy candy notes, like lemon lime soda, gummy, like white gummy candy, like white grape gummy candies. So crisp, so bright, really, really freaking refreshing. Like, the only thing I think it needs a little bit more of is a little bit more bitterness. That's one of the things with these modern West Coast beers, because there's such a focus on aromatics and whatnot. People skimp on bitterness, and or at least when they use extract, they don't go as high. They do like 50, 60. What I found is like if you do cold whirlpools, the whole shebang, big dry hops, you can push harder with extract in terms of bitterness without obstructing those flavors. Like, it's really interesting. A beer like Nose Goblin is 100 IBUs, and it drinks more bitter than this for sure, but it has that sing of hops and bright fruity hop flavor, which is awesome. Like, this is the modernized West Coast beers where the hops sing and you get the fruitiness, and you don't only taste like plant matter material, resin material, and like you actually get the cool fruity flavors that you get from hops that when you use it in like New England IPAs, but the methods you use them in there. That's why I really love it, because it's in a can. It's more crisp. It's more clean. It's bitter. It's like you can drink so much more of it. It never gets cloying because it's dry. Some people call these beers watery because they finish super low. They're not meant to be rich, velvety, creamy beers like hazies. They're supposed to be super crisp chuggers that have loads of hop flavor. And I think a lot of times the people who are critiquing these beers are getting it wrong in their critique, because they are exactly what they're setting out to make, like from the brewers. I'd be stoked if I brewed this. I love that lemon lime candy flavor to it. It's almost like, the thing is with these, and they're so clean. Trust me, you can make a West Coast IPA with Pilsner malts so clean that you can't taste that it's Chico, that it's American Ale yeast. It's just the process. But if you have a lean malt backbone like this, you can definitely do that. I know some brewers also in California use lager yeast for their West Coasters just to have that really clean bite and snap. But not everyone don't necessarily need to. You can do a quicker turnover if you're doing it with ale yeast, and also with the lager yeast. You also can. It depends on the strain. Some lager yeast strains can actually ferment warmer without producing too much off flavor. But you just get this super crisp thing. And I think it's also because it's Pilsner malts most of the time, so people associate that crisp leanness with Pilsner beers, which it is. It's almost like, taking inspiration from the world of dry hop Pilsners and then just morphing it into West Coast IPA to some extent. Like, it's, I just think it's really cool. I love these kind of beers. And you can just pound them. Like, compared to hazies, they get cloying, they get too much. Not these modern West Coasters. But the flavor profile on this, very nice, singy, bright, lemon lime kind of soda notes to it. As I said, there's a little bit of this gummy worm candy. There is a bite of like a bitter kick on the end that is kind of grapefruit-esque or just like spicy. Yeah, right sitting there on the back end. And then it has like a whiff of like a tropical thing, it's not like your classic pineapple and mango and all that stuff. It's more like guava or something like that. Like something a little bit more different than your classic flavors you get like in juicy beers. Like, it's rare, I think, you get like sweet mango and stuff like that in West Coast beers. It's more like really bright flavors because it's a lean beer. There's not a lot of sweetness, and you just get the pure bright dankness of the flavor profile of the hops. And also often, I think, a bit more dankness. This is not super dank. There's a little bit of a weedy marijuana note to it, but it's not a lot. I slammed half already. This is great. I mean, how is this rated 3.81? It's not like the best modern West Coast I've ever had, but it's really fucking nice. Like, I think people are way too harsh. You can see, like, people here in Europe are the ones that's IPA, or is it a dry hop lager? I mean, I can see what people are talking because it feels so crisp and light, but this is what's going on in California right now. And there's a lot of people loving it. And you can get on the wagon or not. Like, it's up to people themselves. I would rather drink this than I would drink like a massively cloying old school West Coast IPA with crystal malts and loads of bitterness and like just like drying, piney, earthy, resiny, sticky flavors. Like, you'd have like half a can of that and get sick of it. This is just like going down. I really dig this style. It's one of my favorite styles. It's one of my favorite styles to brew, these modernized West Coast IPAs. I think this is really good. Totally a fucking underrated beer, man. People, come on. Best Coast. Best Coast. But I'm really glad that this made it over here. So in terms of a grade for me, like I said, it's not my all-time favorite Modern West Coast IPA, but it's really good. And it ticks the boxes that you want. So in terms of a grade, like if you're a Pilsner lover and if you're a crisp, clean beer lover, you're going to love this. But yeah, in terms of grade, 92, 93, something like that. It's just really nice. Slugger. So if you guys had a chance to try Electric and Solaris, Impossible Creature, Impossible Capture, let me know what you thought of it. Thanks a ton to Beerdome for the beer. Amazing that they got this. I think this was the last of the electric beers to sell out as well because it's West Coast. But people, come on. There's other things in the world than hazy IPA. We need to bring black IPA back as well. But yeah, if you guys had this, let me know. As always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page, and Twitter, and Instagram. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and ring the bell for future notifications about videos. And I'm going to say cheers in some delicious West Coast IPA, and see you guys in another beer review.